Science Part 1, Chapter 3, Current Electricity. Okay, children, now we can see the diagram of electric circuit, right? Now, what is this electric circuit? Electric circuit is nothing but a continuous path of an electric current through conducting wires connected to the two ends of a cell and other resistances. So how you can define an electric circuit? It is an continuous path of an electric current. So you can see in the diagram how the connections are done, right? You can see electric cell. Yes, electric cell is main thing which in the electric cell, positive and negative sign is given, right? So positive sign is connected to the that is positive terminal and negative terminal is there. Okay, so it is connected to the ammeter. Positive terminal is connected to the positive terminal of ammeter, which is connected in series. Then it goes to the resistance and the voltmeter. Voltmeter, how it is connected in parallel with the resistance. Okay, and then the wire gets connected to the negative terminal. So that is a continuous path, right? So continuous path in which what is flowing? Electric current is flowing. Yes. So now which wires we have to use? We have to use the conducting wires. What do you mean by conducting wires? Can you name some conductors, students? Good conductors of electricity. I want the answers in the chat box. Good conductors of electricity. Copper, very good, Kruti. We can use copper wire. What else? Aluminium wire. Silver. Okay. So all the good conductors are mostly metals. So conducting wires are made up of good conductors, right? So the conducting wires are connected how? To the two ends of a cell, right? To the two ends of the cell. And even some resistance, voltmeter, ammeter, all these are connected in the circuit. So what we call this diagram as electrical circuit. The circuit is depicted by the figure shown over here. You can see one figure. So in this way, you have to draw the circuit diagram. Now what it shows, how different components are to be connected in the circuit by using special symbols for each of the components. Now there is special symbols given over here. Yes, you can see the symbols. What is the symbol of ammeter? What is the symbol of voltmeter? What is the symbol of resistance? Yes, so that only we will be learning in the next next chart which I will be showing you. Okay, the symbols are given. Okay, so this figure, what it shows, how different components are connected in the circuit. Okay, so such a figure is called as electric circuit diagram. Correct. So in this diagram, ammeter is used for what? To measure the electric current. Voltmeter to measure the potential difference. Okay, you can see voltmeter V. Okay, that is between the two ends of a resistor. Yes, as a voltmeter is having high resistance, what happens? Only very small current flows through it, right? Now below that, there are some diagrams given in your science textbook. You can go through it. Okay, you can observe it. Yes, page number 35. I hope all are having the book in front of you. Okay, so now in the diagram, what is given? The first diagram, what they have asked you, point out the mistakes in the figure above. Okay, so 4 diagrams are there. Okay, let us name it as A, B, C, and D. Can you tell me what is a mistake in A, B, C, and D? Which one is wrong figure? You can see the diagram, cell, a bulb, a key is connected, then cell and bulb is there. So in some bulbs are glowing, some bulbs are not glowing. You can even see the piece of rubber, right? So now you have to see that what are the mistakes in the figures. There are some mistakes. Can you point out some of the mistakes You have to write the answers in the chat box. Ashish, don't raise your hand. Answers I want in the chat box, I will read it. Whatever you find mistakes, you can note down in the chat box. Wires are not connected. Okay, Soumya, but is it for A, B, C, or D? That also you have to mention. Okay, not connected with proper sign, Shriddhi. Okay. You give your answers and I will be explaining regarding it. Some wires are broken. Very good, Priya. What else? Different wires are not connected in B. Okay. Okay, fine. Now what? See, listen. Now when you will see the first diagram, first and second diagram, in which key is shown, right? So that is A and B diagram. What you will find, even though the circuit is incomplete, the bulb glows. Is it right or wrong? Can the bulb glow without the circuit completed? Yes, incomplete circuit? No. Yes. So what you can say A and B, what is the mistake in A and B? What you can write? Though the circuit is incomplete, the bulb is glowing. That is wrong. Now you only told me that wires are not connected properly. Yes, wires are not connected. Then how the bulb is glowing? So the first two figures are wrong figures. Okay. And the reason also you came to know now. Now what about C, third figure? In the third figure, you can see the wire is proper. Yes, no? Conducting wires are connected properly. Now what is the mistake here? Look at the bulb and say what is the mistake in the bulb? In C, bulb is not broke, wire is not broken. Okay, circuit is complete. Still, what is a mistake in C, diagram C? Anybody? Bulb is not on. Very good, Harshit. You are right. Bulb is not glowing. You can say the bulb is not glowing. So that is a mistake there. Bulb should glow, right? When the wire is connected properly, bulb should glow. Now look at the last figure. Now this in D, what is done? A rubber band is connected. A piece of rubber band is connected there. Now you know what is a mistake in the last figure? What is actually a rubber? Is it a conductor or insulator? Bulb is glowing, but what is think about the rubber band? What it is? It is an insulator. So current should not pass, right? Still the bulb is glowing. So what is the mistake here? That rubber is an insulator, still the bulb glows. This is not possible. Correct? So that is what the mistakes in the figures. Now let us go to the next five diagrams which is given. That is A, B, C, D and E. Now here you have to find out why are the bulbs in figures B, C and D below not lighting up. B, C and D, it is not lighting up. What is the reason? Give the answers in the chat box. Okay, wires are not properly connected. Okay, fine. Okay, B, C, all are giving almost mostly the same answers. Wires are not connected, right? So what you can say, if the wires are not connected, that means the bulbs in figure B, C and D do not light up. Why? Because there is not continuous conducting path for the current to flow. If the wires are not connected, what will happen? The bulb will not glow. So you understood both the activities given in textbook page number 35. Okay. So from this, what you learned, that electric circuit diagram, which I shown you. Once again, I'll share the screen. So that circuit diagram, is very much important, and in that circuit diagram, what is most important, that the conducting wire should be connected properly, then only the electric current will pass. Now students, open your science rough notebook, okay, and draw the electric circuit diagram quickly and show me using the web camera. Everyone has to draw this. I will share the screen. You can see the diagram from the screen and draw it. I want the labeling also. As it is shown the screen, you have to draw it, label it. In your rough notebook, you can do. Don't draw in science classwork notebook. Each one of you will be drawing this diagram in your rough notebook with the pencil and using the scale. Okay. Diagram should be perfect. Labeling should be perfect. After completing, just drop the message in the chat box that I have completed, teacher. Okay. Then I will check your diagram. Yes, Akansha, this diagram which is shown in the screen, that only you have to draw it. Now here, students, you can look at the next diagram which is shown in the screen, right? Now here in this diagram, what you can say about this diagram, the materials which we are using here, copper, aluminum wire, glass rod and rubber. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to make the connections as shown the diagram. First, connect a copper wire between point A and B. Okay. And measure the current. Then in place of copper wire, you have to connect aluminum wire. In this way, keep on replacing it. First a copper wire, then aluminum wire, then glass rod, then rubber. Okay, one at a time. You cannot connect all the wires together, one at a time. That means first you will use the copper wire, connect between point A and B, and then measure the electric current. Then second, what you will do, remove that copper wire and connect the aluminum wire. Third, you have to connect the glass rod, and the fourth, you have to connect the rubber and measure the current each time. Now, what you will find, you have to compare the values of the current in different cases, what values you got. Now, as you all know, from copper, aluminum, glass rod, and rubber, which are conductors, students? Can you name? Which can conduct electricity? Give the answers in the chat box. Copper can conduct electricity. Very good, Soumya. What about this one, second one? Aluminum wire. Yes, aluminum wire. Very good, Harshit. Copper and aluminum can conduct the electricity. So you will get the values here, right? But when you will connect the glass rod and rubber, will you get any value, students? No, you will not get. Very good. So here, what we learned that we should know what is the difference between conductors and insulators. So our next topic is related to that. From this activity, what you learned, you came to know that conductors can only pass the electric current, right? So conductors are those substances which have very low resistance. That means current can flow easily through the conductors. Now in this activity which we have done here, okay, when we kept the copper wire and aluminum wire, what we found that the current easily flows through the copper and aluminum. Whereas when we replaced it with rubber and glass rod, what we found that they are insulators. So how you can define insulator? Insulators are those substances which have extremely high resistance and through which current cannot flow. Okay, so they will not allow the current to flow through it. Rubber will not allow the electric current to flow. That means rubber is an insulator, whereas copper and aluminum will allow the current to flow through it. So what you can say about copper and aluminum? They are conductors because current can easily flow through copper and aluminum. Okay, students, now you understood what is the difference between this conductor and insulator. Okay. Now let us move to the next diagram. Now here you can see in the diagram that resistors are connected in series. Okay, so you can see that the ends of the three resistors are connected so that they follow one after the other in a single line. R1, R2 and R3. Look at the diagram, students, in the screen. Now here you can see that the resistors are connected. How they connected? One after the other in a single line. And what we can say about these resistors? They are connected in series. Series means what? One after the other. So in such arrangement, what happens? The same current will flow through each resistor. Okay. So the value of the current is suppose I and potential difference is V. Potential difference between the point C and D. You can look at the diagram. The point C and D is marked here. Okay. Suppose if you are taking the potential difference at point C and D as V, capital V. Okay. And I is the electric current flowing. Okay. I is the electric current flowing and V is what? The potential difference. Right. Now what happens? The three resistors, that is R1, okay, R2 and R3. Okay. How they are connected? They are connected in series. And let V1, V2 and V3, let it be the voltages. What we can say? Voltages. Okay. So we will imagine that V1, V2 and V3 are the voltages. Now we will write RS for the resistance in series. That is effective resistance. Okay. Between C and D. So according to Ohm's law, what is V? V equal to I into RS. So what will be V1? V1 will be IR1. V2 will be IR2. V3 will be IR3 because same current is flowing. So you don't have to write I1, I2, I3. Okay. You have to simply write V1 equal to IR1, V2 equal to IR2 and V3 equal to IR3. And substitute these values in equation number 1. Okay. So when you will substitute it, what you will get? IRS equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Okay. So RS equal to how much? I gets cancelled and RS will be R1 plus R2 plus R3. If suppose there are n resistors, that means n number of resistors in series. So what we can say? RS equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn. Rn means what? Infinite resistors. So that is about the resistors connected in series. Okay, students. So I hope you understood from this activity, from this which formula you got? RS is how much? R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn. Okay. So this way what we learned that we can calculate the resistance in series. Correct? Okay. So now next is regarding resistors in parallel. Suppose if you're connecting the resistors in parallel. Okay. Now here in the diagram, what you can see? Resistors are connected in parallel. When the ends are connected at both sides. You can look at the diagram how the resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected. Okay. They are connected in parallel between points C and D. Okay. Between the points C and D, you can see the resistors R1, R2, R3 are connected in parallel. And here V is the potential difference between C and D. Okay. So here V is constant. That means we have to write only V. Okay. So then what about current? Current is different. I1, I2, I3 are the currents flowing through R1, R2 and R3. Now we have to calculate what is the total current flowing. Total current will be how much? I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. That will be the total current. Okay, according to Ohm's law, I equal to what? V upon R. So I1 will be V upon R1, I2 equal to V upon R2, I3 equal to V upon R3. Okay. So here, since V is constant, we are not writing V1, V2, V3. What we will be writing? I1 equal to V upon R1, I2 equal to V upon R2, and I3 equal to V upon R3. Okay. So here V gets cancelled. And what we get? 1 upon R1 equal to 1 upon 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Okay. Suppose if n resistors are connected in parallel, what we can write? 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 up to 1 upon Rn. Okay. So here, what we can say, when the resistors are connected in parallel, what is the formula? 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon Rn up to 1 upon Rn. Okay. So that is about resistors in parallel and resistors in series. Now there is a short question for you, that is match the following. Okay. Now here questions are given. You have to try say the answers for this. Free electrons, current, resistivity, and resistance in series. These are the questions. Give the answers in the chat box, children. Free electrons, which is the right answer. I want the answer of only question number 1. Very good. I got the answer from many of you. Weakly attached. Okay, free electrons are weakly attached. You all remember I shown the diagram also in that you are given the answers. How the free electrons are? They are weakly attached to the last orbit. Yes. Next question. Current. What is the formula for current? I equal to. Yes, very good, Daksha. V upon R. Very good, Shamli. What is the answer? V upon R. Next question is resistivity. Match the following. Resistivity. Very good, Ruchi. VA upon LI. Yes. This also you did last time. Yes. What is resistivity? Next, resistance in series. Just now we have completed. Resistance in series increases the resistance in the circuit. Very good, Purva. Ruchi. Okay. So the answer is B. Once again, I'll repeat. Free electrons. What is the answer? Weakly attached. Current V upon R. Resistivity VA upon Li. And resistance in series increases the resistance in the circuit. So almost all of you have attempted very well. Good. Good participation. Okay, now let us solve this sum, students. Now in the screen, you can see the example number 1. The resistance of the filament in a light bulb is 1000 ohms. The bulb is fed by a current from a source of potential difference 230 volt. How much current will flow through it? So here you can say whatever is given that you will first write R equal to 1000 ohms, V equal to 230 volt. So formula is given. Formula according to Ohm's law. What is I? I is equal to V upon R. That is current equal to potential difference upon resistance. And potential difference is how much? 230 volt. Yes. And resistance is how much given the question? 1000 ohms. So when you will divide 230 by 1000, how much you will get the current? Electric current? 0.23 amperes. Okay. So in this way, you can calculate the current flowing through the filament of the bulb is 0.23 amperes. Okay. Now let us take example number 3. Now here you can see a current of 0.24 amperes flows through a conductor when a potential difference of 24 volt is applied between its two ends. What is its resistance? Again, you have to use here the Ohm's law. V is given 24 volt, I is given 0.24 amperes. So R equal to V upon I. Okay. So I is how much? 24 upon 0.24. That is 100 ohms. So in this way, you will get the resistance of the conductor in how much? 100 ohms. Okay, students. So these are already solved examples which is given in your books.